This is Crystal Phend with MedPage Today here in San Francisco at the Inner Science Conference on Antimicrobial Agents and Chemotherapy, where researchers have reported an unexpected bug on the beach, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Dr. Marylin Roberts of the University of Washington reported the findings at a press conference here.
We isolated or sampled from February through September in 2008 and selected for Staph aureus, and then looked to see if we had anything that was methicillin resistant. What we isolated was 12 strains of Staph aureus, half of which were MRSA. And they were verified as being MRSA by PCR, so they had the MEC gene, and they did actually express resistance. We also isolated a lot of other staphylococci that are collectively called coagulase-negative staphylococci versus Staph aureus, which is coagulase positive. And of those, many were in fact carrying the methicillin-resistant gene and have the same molecular mobile element as found in Staph aureus. And in fact, there is some hypothesis that the MEC element first developed in these organisms and then was moved into Staph aureus, because some of these elements carry DNA from some of these other species of Staphylococci. So we then asked the Staph aureus that were methicillin resistant, did they look more like hospital strains or the community-acquired USA 300-like strain, or did they look different? And of the 6 strains, 5 of them were multi-drug resistant. 4 of them had known types that were genetically found all over the world. They also carried one specific MEC element called type 1. And in many characteristics looked like they were hospital-type strains. We did not find any strain that could be said to be related to the USA 300, the community-acquired strain, which we thought was quite interesting.
How these MRSA strains got on the beaches and whether they're having any clinical consequences isn't known, Dr. Roberts said.
Most of these were single sample time periods, and so it was a grab and go. And there, you probably are not going to see anywhere near what's really there. So the fact that we found these organisms suggests that the level is much higher than one would have thought. What is the risk as far as people going to the beach? We don't really know. I think the message is that if you've got scrapes and bruises and cuts and things like that, if you want to go play in the sand, great, but make sure you clean it very well and watch it. And if you start getting something that looks like an infection that doesn't go away in a couple days, you go and get seen.
So MRSA may be common at public beaches, but there are still many questions about how it gets there and whether it results in skin infections or colonizations. Here at the Inner Science Conference on Antimicrobial Agents and Chemotherapy, I'm Crystal Phend, MedPage Today.